Due to the COVID-19 lockdowns in California, instead of flying someplace, I figured I'd practice some of my twin engine maneuvers. In this video, you'll see me demonstrate slow flight, power off stalls, VMC demo, steep turns, simulated engine out landing, and yes, shutting the critical left engine down at 6,000 feet, all in a Cessna 310. While I am a single engine flight instructor, I am not a multi-engine flight instructor. This video should only be used for informational purposes. You should always get with an actual flight instructor in the actual plane you want to fly. Let's watch the rest of this takeoff and jump right to the setup and demonstration of slow flight. To enter slow flight, do the following. Clearing turns. Start at a safe altitude. Mixtures set for altitude. Propellers set to 2,500 RPM. Throttle to 15 inches. With these settings, the airspeed will reduce if the altitude is maintained. Drop 15 degrees of flaps below 180 miles per hour. Lower landing gear below 160 miles per hour. Continue lowering flaps to 35 degrees. Maintain altitude and wait for speed to be plus 10 minus 0 miles per hour of VS1. VS1 for this Cessna 310 is 74 miles per hour. Once the slow flight speed is reached, more power will be needed to maintain altitude or to climb if needed. The next maneuver that I will demonstrate will be the power off stall, also referred to as the approach to landing stall. This maneuver is entered in the exact same way as slow flight with a few additional steps. To enter a power off stall, do the following. Clearing turns. Start at a safe altitude. Mixtures set for altitude. Set the propellers to 2,500 RPM. Set the throttles to 15 inches. With these settings, the airspeed will reduce if the altitude is maintained. Drop 15 degrees of flaps below 180 miles per hour. Lower the landing gear below 160 miles per hour. Continue lowering the flaps to 35 degrees. Once approach speed is reached, for this Cessna 310, it is 113 miles per hour. Lower the nose and continue to descend at a constant airspeed of 113 miles per hour. Now raise the nose about 5 to 10 degrees above level and maintain this attitude. Maintain directional control with the rudder. The airspeed should reduce. The stall warning will go off and/or the wings will begin to buffet. To recover, reduce the pitch of the nose and smoothly add maximum throttle. Flaps to half. Gear up. Once blue line is reached, flaps full up. Return to cruise flight. And now, here is the maneuver from the outside. The next maneuver that I'm going to demonstrate is the VMC Demo. To enter the VMC Demo, do the following. Clearing turns. Start at a safe altitude. Flaps up. Gear up. Mixture set for altitude. Propellers set to 2,500 RPM. Throttles to 15 inches. With these settings, the airspeed will reduce if altitude is maintained. Airspeed set to 120 miles per hour. Propellers full forward. Throttles set to 17 to 19 inches. Throttles left engine to idle. Pitch, step, roll. Pitch the nose down. Step on the good engine, right rudder. Roll into the good engine 5 degrees. Throttle right engine full forward. Right now, the aircraft is configured for simulated engine out and can be stabilized before continuing with the VMC demo. In this outside view, you can see that the plane is stable with a slight pitch up and a roll of 5 degrees to the right. Now back to the VMC demo. Pitch up and reduce airspeed 1 mile per hour per second. Wait for the buffet, stall light, or 10 degrees heading change. To recover from the VMC demo, do the following. Throttle right engine set to idle. Pitch for the horizon. Airspeed set to blue line 113 miles per hour. Throttle right engine set to full. Step on the good engine, right rudder. Roll into the good engine 5 degrees. And now, here is the maneuver from the outside. The next maneuver I will demonstrate is steep turns. To do steep turns, do the following. Clearing turns, start at a safe altitude. Flaps up, gear up. Propellers set to 2,500 RPM. Throttles set to 15 inches. With these settings, the airspeed will reduce if the altitude is maintained. Airspeed set to 130 miles per hour. Throttles set to 17 to 19 inches. Bank left or right to 50 degrees. Once 30 degrees of bank is reached, increase the throttle. Maintain altitude and airspeed. At 360 degrees of turn, bank level and reverse the turn. After the second 360-degree turn in the opposite direction, bank level and return to cruise flight. The next maneuver I will demonstrate is shutting an engine down in flight. The POH recommends the mixture on the engine you would like to shut down to be set to idle and confirming the boost pump is off. After about 5 to 10 seconds, the engine should eventually shut down. While the engine is no longer running, the propeller should still be spinning while it windmills in the relative wind. This windmilling propeller will drastically reduce the single engine performance of the aircraft. It is important to do the following. Don't panic. Follow the engine out procedure. Pitch the nose for blue line, 113 miles per hour. Step on the rudder of the good engine, half a ball on the turn coordinator. Roll 5 degrees into the good engine. Mixtures to full. This is practice, so only move the right engine mixture. Propellers to full. Throttles to full. Identify the dead engine. Dead foot, dead engine. Verify the dead engine. Reduce throttle on the suspected dead engine to half and note that there is no decrease in performance or decrease in engine noise. Fix or feather the dead engine. In flight, we fix. This is practice, so I will feather. Note that the airplane can fly happily as long as the good engine continues to work and there are no obstacles higher than your single engine service ceiling. However, an engine out should always be considered an emergency and you should land as soon as possible. You should now move to secure the dead engine. Securing the dead engine. Do the following. Turn the aux pump of the dead engine off. Turn the alternator of the dead engine off. Turn the magnetos of the dead engine off. Confirm the throttle of the dead engine is off. Confirm the propeller of the dead engine is feathered. Set the mixture of the dead engine to idle. Turn the fuel selector of the dead engine to off. Land as soon as practical. To restart the engine, do the following. Turn the aux pump of the dead engine on. Turn the alternator of the dead engine on. Turn the magnetos of the dead engine on. Set the throttle of the dead engine to 1 inch. Set the mixture of the dead engine to full. Turn the fuel selector of the dead engine to main. With propeller unfeathering system, set the dead engine propeller to full forward. Engine should restart if there is nothing wrong. Increase throttle slowly to warm up engine. Without propeller unfeathering system, set the propeller to full forward. Use the dead engine's starter and primer to get the propeller spinning. The engine should restart if there's nothing wrong. Increase the throttle slowly to warm the engine up. The final maneuver that I will demonstrate will be a simulated critical engine out landing. This maneuver is easy to set up and only requires that you set the critical left engine to idle. You will need to pitch for blue line, step on the rudder of the good engine, and roll 5 degrees to the good engine. Mixture, propeller, throttle to full on the good engine. After that, all you need to do is make your way to the airport on the good right engine. This maneuver is probably harder to do than an actual dead engine landing because in the real thing, you would have feathered the dead engine. Because you have not feathered the dead engine, the aircraft will have less directional control, less climbing capability, and will require more pressure on the rudder pedal. In this Cessna 310, it is about 50 to 80 pounds. That is a lot of pressure to hold off for a long time, so you might want to be close to an airport before you attempt to do this. Let's watch the rest of this landing. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something. Thanks for watching.